In Washington State, the quickest you can get divorced is 90 days. However, and oftentimes, they can take a lot longer. Although the quickest you can get divorced in Washington State is 90 days, we typically see cases lasting anywhere from 6 to 9 months. However, in high conflict divorces, they can last over a year, in my personal experience, up to 3 years. How quickly a couple can get divorced is entirely up to that couple. It will depend on whether or not they can agree on parenting, on assets, or if they're just generally not in agreement. In Washington State, there are several steps that have to occur before one can get divorced. The first step is the filing of a petition. Once the petition's filed, you may end up in what's called a temporary orders hearing, and that generally deals with child custody, parenting, and sometimes financials. Additionally, if there are children involved, there will be a child support order. After 90 days, if the parties are in agreement, final divorce orders can be entered. However, if there are problems trying to get to the final agreement, there are other tools available. One of those tools is mediation. Mediation is a process where both parties end up in separate rooms and an impartial third party will try to help them resolve their conflicts. Mediation is generally a good option because it's non-binding and each party can tell the mediator what they desire out of the dissolution. Additionally, it is very good for saving costs, especially during a very lengthy trial. The reason many parties prefer mediation, it is much less stressful, and at the end of the day, you have control over what happens. When going through divorce in Washington State, you're going to need certain documents. Those documents, from a financial standpoint, will include wage stubs, tax returns, and any other things that may be necessary to determine which party is entitled to what. The documents that may be required as far as the children are concerned could be health records, activity records, and school records. If you have any further questions about divorce court, please give Johnson Law Firm a call. We fight for families and their fresh start.